We have breaking news out of Afghanistan this morning. Hamid Karzai has asked U.S. troops to pull out of the villages. This is a big story. The implications for this one, yes, we want Eduardo Kaplan to come on. They didn't even mic him up yet. Good Lord, this is his own. All right, look, this is the news, is that you've probably heard this by now, right? That Hamid Karzai has asked U.S. troops to pull out of the villages just as spring is coming, just as the Taliban is really ramping up again. Eduardo Kaplan's here to give us the details on this one. Is this a serious, is this a request, a demand? Should this be taken seriously, that U.S. troops would pull out of all the villages in Afghanistan?
It is a surprise. The U.S. Defense Secretary Panetta was in Afghanistan yesterday and meeting with Mr. Karzai, and this was in the wake of this tragic incident over the weekend.
The shooting.
Right, and the shooting also followed a series of incidents where there was some Quran burning, there were some strong reactions in the country. This is not new necessarily, that there's tension and anger about the presence of NATO and U.S. troops in Afghanistan. And President Karzai has been demanding sort of a speedier withdrawal than the 2014.
But this was a surprise even to his people in Afghanistan, right?
This is a bit of a game changer. Some of his allies, at least in our reporting, have expressed surprise because they wonder, so fine, so we are, if this request is accepted, it would change the nature of the war. In other words, the mission would go from being in the villages, especially during the Taliban spring offensive, as you had mentioned earlier, which is just about to get underway. If the troops are removed to the bases, then it changes completely the nature of the mission.
So is there any sense that the allies are going to support him in this move, and that U.S. troops will pull back here?
There is no immediate sense that such a thing will happen, and there's been no official reaction from the United States or other NATO members yet. Chances are the communications will go perhaps through diplomatic channels, and they won't be public yet. I'm sure there's a lot of phone calls going on at the moment, and this will be taken seriously. This would definitely change the nature of the war, but that doesn't mean that it will be accepted immediately. This, coupled with the fact that the Taliban has also rejected the peace talks and they're walking away from them, is a double whammy. It's a big blow for the West and for NATO, and especially for the U.S. And it's.
Either way, if the U.S. accedes to the request and they pull back, that actually, I would think for security that's a huge blow. But if they don't, what happens then? Then you have the United States denying a request from the president of Afghanistan. What happens then? I mean,
it could be part of the...
Where are relations going right now?
Well, relations have been sort of tense, and there's been an ebb and flow of moments of appeasement, moments of tension. There are hostilities after all, and U.S. troops are involved. It could be, again, it's speculative, and our reporting will certainly show, with time, but it could be a negotiating ploy. I mean, Mr. Karzai may be desiring to go public with a very big demand, and he may not get everything that he requires, but he may get something. Right. There's also something to keep in mind. He is a politician. What the recent incidents in Afghanistan have created a lot of anger and anxiety. He may be responding publicly to domestic issues and domestic pressures on him. The plan itself, I mean, does he have a plan? I mean, to request for U.S. troops and NATO troops to withdraw right before the Taliban is about to start an offensive.
That seems strategically
intelligent. Does not seem like, does he have another strategy?
Yeah.
That is yet to be seen. But it could just be, as well, a politician's move, a gambit to see if negotiations can be changed.
Right.